In this video, I'm going to go over the exact sales call that brought in $5,000 into my HVAC SMMA. So to kind of give you a little bit of background on how this sales call went, is this lead came in from my organic Instagram. He was following my page for a while and was interested in our marketing services. And he sent me a DM saying that he was interested in learning more about our services. And figured by that time he's followed our page for a while, seen a lot of our content, and then I prompted him to book a call, right? So after he's consumed all this content from Instagram, he books a call with myself, and immediately it was a Calendly Zoom call for 30 minutes, and then that is the call that you guys will be watching, on which I closed him on a $5,000 package. Right now, so a couple things to note. In my company, we run paid ads. We run paid ads to get leads to come into a funnel. Usually, a setter calls the lead, and then they get on a call with me. Right. So after the setter does a discovery call, figures out that they're qualified, then they book a call with myself or the sales team, and then we close them from there. Right. So this lead was, mostly a warm lead. He had been consuming my content for a while. I didn't really have to spend much money to generate this lead. It just came from growing our, marketing channels themselves. So in this video, it goes, we go through the entire process of, helping him understand what our services look like, and then closing him. And we actually onboarded him the day after this, and he's one of our very successful clients currently. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Hey,
Okay,
William, how you
there we
doing?
go. Nice to meet you, man. I appreciate you for joining. I know everything.
Likewise.
I know everything's been crazy in LA. I hope you're not
Yeah.
affected. Your family with all the fires
Yeah,
and
I
stuff.
live in Tarzana, Encino, close to fire.
Okay, okay. But you guys didn't have to evacuate or anything, right? Everything's good,
No, no,
or
no, no, no. They didn't evacuate us, but we could see the fire very close. So it was
yeah,
above us. So the hill, you can see when it's getting dark, you can see the red flame all over the mountain.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it was
it's
crazy.
crazy. Yeah, but I'm glad you're safe, man. I want to keep this call, short. We got a whole day ahead of us. And the point of this call, man, is I want to understand more about your business, right? What's working for you, what's not working, and see if we're a good fit. Really talk the numbers, and the numbers really have to make sense for you just as much as us for work, right? And then for the right fit, the numbers look right. Then we can see what are the next steps, and see if it makes sense, right? So
Sure, sure.
a little bit about my company is I am a HVAC focused marketing agencies, right? So I work with contractors of really any size, right? They can be two guys on a truck. We also work with companies that are doing $1 million per month, right? Commercial, but mostly residential. And our bread and butter is generating residential install appointments for HVAC businesses. So what that looks like right now in this market is we generate 10 to 20 residential install appointments on a monthly basis. My team, we generate all the leads through social media, Instagram, Facebook, Google. My team handles all the calls. So we run all the advertisements in your company's logo with the branding that your company carries, and my team handles all the calls, right? So I'm going to say, hey, we have Sarah, she's in, Pasadena, or Sarah in Arcadia. And if that's within your service area, and be like, hey, okay, she's a homeowner. She wants a replacement in the next 2 weeks. She wants a, 3-ton heat pump, and she's in our service area. And I'm going to talk to you or your dispatch, make sure that you guys have that time spot available on your schedule, and then your team shows up to do the appointments, right? So very, very seamless process, 10 to 20 appointments minimum per month. And so, I want to learn about what's going on. So, where are you getting your leads from currently? Where are your customers coming from right now?
Referral. They're all referral. Yeah, I
Have
have Yale,
uh,
but I never get call from Yelp. And then because I start my business a year ago, like
mhm,
2024, January 2024, I've been in this business since 2009. So
mhm.
I run my company about a year because I got my license a year ago. So
Oh.
January on January 2024. So
Mhm.
yeah, they're all customers that are from my friends or referral,
Mhm.
But social media, I have Instagram. I never get call from that. And then I have a website, but it's not that professional. It's like basic, you know,
Mhm.
website.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's about it.
So you mentioned that you tried Yelp for leads. Have you tried anything or just Yelp so far for online advertising?
Uh, Yelp so far.
Okay. And so
But I
Yelp,
put
you
a yeah, I put small amounts because I just
uh
start with Yelp. So I'm trying to put a small, amount every day. So I want to see if it's work or not. So we're gonna, put more money into it so I can get more calls.
yeah. That's good. I mean, you're on the right track. You're trying out different things. It's more of how do we find something that's consistent for your business, right? It has to be consistent, for you to scale, right? Because we want to hire another guy, we want to get another truck, but we have to find something that's consistent. And so
Yeah,
a lot of the contractors that I work with, they maybe used Yelp in the past or they still use Yelp. Yelp is great. It works really well in California, right? But the issue with Yelp that we've seen is that it's not very consistent, right? The contractors tell me that in the beginning of the month, they get lots of leads, and the end of the month, they get some leads. But in the middle, it's just quiet. So
yeah,
in the beginning, when you pay for it, maybe you talk to the Yelp person on the phone. They're like, "Oh yeah, let's start out with some amount of money, and then you get a lot of leads, and then it's just silent for a couple
yeah,
weeks, and then end of the month they call you again to up the budget, and then the same thing again, right? And so
yeah.
from the leads that you're getting, did you get any leads at all? Were you able to talk to any customers, show up to any homes at all from Yelp?
No, not yet.
Okay. Okay. So, and how long have you been using Yelp? Like it's been a week, 2 weeks? How long have it
It's been probably months,
been? Okay.
months
Okay.
now.
Okay. So, we want to get things, to generate results very quickly. So a little bit about how our process works is, you know, hearing a month, that's crazy because the way our team works is I set up everything with your company's branding. With Facebook is some companies that work with us, they don't even have a website, and that's totally okay. I just need your company name, your logo, and then you let me know what brands you carry. And I set up all these advertisements on Facebook, Instagram, and Google. And we're running these ads and generating the leads. No contractors that work with us wait longer than 2 days to, get their first leads, get their first appointments, right? So within 48 hours, we're going to be generating leads in your area. And, usually within 24 hours, and within 2 days, I get you to a homeowner, right? It's nothing that we
Okay,
do is going to take longer than 48 hours to see results, right? So
okay,
I, I want to learn a little bit about your numbers because every contractor has different price points. They sell different brands. So where in here in Los Angeles, it's very competitive. What is your pricing on a 3-ton full system for a condenser, coil, furnace, single stage 14.3 SEER? Because that's, California state law, right? So what are you guys selling a 3-ton full system at?
it depends on, it's a remodel or new construction. It depends on that. Usually I 3 ton I go around 10 to 11,000
Mhm.
with like my brand. I'm a Brian dealer.
Okay.
I install a lot Brian dealer. I have a York and AC Pro. You know, I'm Persian. I'm from Iran. So my client all are Persian. So they don't like to pay a lot. So they like to pay less. And then,
Mhm.
they trying to shop around, find a, cheapest brand and cheapest, they don't want to pay a lot.
Hmm.
So usually I do a lot AC Pro. So with
Hmm.
17 SEER, 3-ton heat pump, full system, I do around 10,000, between 10 to 11,000.
Okay. Okay. And that's just, is that just a replacement? Does that include ductwork or no?
Ductwork, yes.
Okay. Okay. So what would be your pricing without ductwork? Let's say it's just a change out. What would your
Change
pricing
out,
be? Yeah.
again, it depends if it's unit is in closet or an attic. So let's say 3-ton between 6,500 to 7,000 on 3-ton
Okay.
with AC Pro.
Okay. With AC Pro. Okay. And in terms of your profit margins on that, on a $6,000 to $7,000 install for a 3-ton, how much would you make from that profit wise?
So
Like
let's say,
3,000, 4,000, or what does that look
yeah,
like?
around 3,500,
Okay. Okay.
somewhere
Around three.
there.
Yeah, yeah. Your pricing for a 3-ton is very good. It's very competitive, especially with, we in LA we got Nigerians, Armenians, Persians,
Yes, yes. We have a lot
Greeks.
of Armenian because Glendale, we live in Woodland Hills, a lot of Persian here.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, bro. Our Armenian customers are something else.
Yeah, yeah. They don't want to pay, man. They don't want to pay.
Yeah, yeah. They're always like, so can you just do just a condenser only? Like, no, I'm like, you need a condenser and coil. It doesn't work like that, man.
Yeah, I have a lot of customer. I went there. I, I did some repair and I told them, hey, you need to change the unit. And they say, okay, let's do it. And then after 1 hour, she takes me, okay, I have another guy. He's gonna come to see it. And she never pay. And then I told her, hey, you need to pay this much for service cost. And then she said, no, you didn't tell me before. Armenian.
Yeah, yeah, it's hey, but
Crazy.
if you find, they'll refer you to people, but sometimes you just have to tell them it's like, I will give you a commission, but that customer you refer me has to close, right? Like I can't just give you money for referring you to your neighbor, right? That customer has to buy something from us for that to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No, I've seen everything in LA. So
Yeah, I, I,
that's
I, I s- I saw a lot of video from you in Instagram. I
Mhm.
think we're gonna be good if we work together, hopefully.
Yeah, yeah. No, I know your market very well. I've worked with countless contractors. I know kind of exactly where you target. So where is your company out of? Where in Los Angeles are you guys based out of? Where are the trucks
Uh,
sent?
like
Where are you
San
guys driving?
Fernando Valley, Los Angeles. I have customer in, Orange County.
Hmm.
So basically, I do the farthest I go, it's OC, Orange County. But all over
Okay,
LA, downtown, Encino, Sherman Oaks, Woodland Hills, Calabasas, Beverly Hills.
okay, okay. So you go to like Thousand Oaks as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
Thousand Oaks as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the condition on everything right now, but in terms of fire, but yeah, I know that area, that area very well as well. I mean, your numbers really, it all makes sense. 3,500, that's good profit margins and competitive pricing in LA. So I want to talk a little bit about more in depth on our progress. How many installs are you doing right now per month? Um,
Right
Currently.
now, it's very slow. I
Hmm.
don't have like an installation, but I have couple service call a day. But in
Hmm.
installation, it's been a month. I haven't, I send the estimate to them, but they
Uh-huh.
never, respond. Or they
Yeah.
say we have, you know, less than your estimate.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
yeah,
So I'm thinking, we always want to, I want to get all our ducks in a row. Summer's going to get busy. People are going to call in left and right. So it's very
sure.
important now that we set up the foundation, right? So it sounds like, a good goal for the two of us, let's say if we were to start and work together next month is,
if we can get, at least 4 to 5 installs, right? One per week, just to start, bare minimum. Would that be a win for you?
For the starting would be okay.
Yeah, no, I want to get you more, but I'm being very, very conservative.
Sure,
The,
sure, sure, sure.
I have contractors that I work with in LA. We put in like 3 installs per week, right? We have a full board. Three. If I don't, with some of the companies that I work with in California, if we don't do at least, 3 installs minimum in the worst season, there's something wrong, right? Um, so, I just like to be very, very conservative. So expectations are super clear, right?
Sure.
So the way it works on the advertising spend, right? So we're running the advertisements on Facebook, Instagram, and Google, depends on our situation. So for each platform, we need to spend a minimum of $50 per day to generate enough leads, right? So if we were to do Facebook and Instagram, that's $50. If we're to do Google, that's another 50, right? So minimum 50 per day for one platform, right? The reason for that, and that's 50 per day, it's just a credit card that we got to put on Facebook or Google, and then it just charges you 50 per day to run the advertising, right? It's not 50 that's paid to me. I don't see any of the money. It just goes straight to Mr. Zuckerberg and whichever Indian guy runs Google, right? Um,
Yeah.
that is what allows me to generate 20 to 30 leads per month in this current market. From the 20 to 30 leads, my team still has to call them and make sure they're serious, right? Because I don't want you to show up to someone who has American Eagle home warranty, right? There's no point because that customer is going to go to American Eagle home warranty, right? So from the 20 to 30 leads, my team has to call them and pre-qualify them and make sure that they're serious, right? I'm not going to send you to appointments that don't turn out, right? And in most cases, in LA, we got a bunch of homeowner tenant situations. I really want, if at all possible, for the homeowner to be there. I don't want to deal with the tenant, right? It doesn't make any sense, right?
Mhm.
So from the 20 to 30 leads that we generate, we're going to set a minimum of 10 to 20 appointments, right? Because not every customer is worth us going to, right? And that's where the $50 a day comes from, is that with every $50 that we spend in LA, I generate leads for around $30 to $50 per lead, right? So every $50 we spend, I have to generate one person who is interested in a change out, essentially, right? And so
Okay.
it just depends on how, $50 is the bare minimum. In Los Angeles, I tell people we got to spend 75 to 100 because everyone else is doing the same thing, right? But $50 is the bare minimum in this current market, right? And that's just the bare advertising cost to make sure that I get you to enough of customers. Would that make sense for you? At least $50 per day, would that work out for you? So on a monthly basis, so 50 50 50 for 30 days, it would come out to be around 1,500 just on advertising costs on a monthly basis.
Okay. Yeah, that would work.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
we
And
make money, yeah, it's gonna work, it's worth it.
for sure, yeah. Because there's people that spend 50 per day. We work with a company in Vegas. They spend 225 per day, right? It just has to make sense, right? Like if you're seeing results, then I'll be like, hey, let's add another 50. Or it's the
Okay.
summertime. We gotta go all in, right?
Yeah,
We just have to have our ducks in a row, right?
sure.
So, usually between 75 to 100 for LA. Because on Facebook and Instagram is going to be replacement focused, right? So these customers, they want replacements. If we're to go Google, we spend 50 day per Google, we only get charged if it's like a customer that wants something from Google, like maintenance, repair, it can be anything, not just replacement, right? Um, Google is more cost effective and it gets a lot of repairs, right? So we use Google for repairs, I used Facebook and Instagram to get replacements, right? Google
Okay.
takes a week for us to set up. Facebook and Instagram takes 1 day, right? And 48 hours results. But then Google, it's going to take like 1 week for us to set everything up because they want to verify your license. Like
Yeah.
we need to submit our California, our C-sub license. You know, they got to see the liability insurance. But then a lot of contractors, they don't do these things and they don't get leads, right? But my team, we set up all the Google for you. You just worry about showing up for the appointments, essentially. So we set up all the ads. We do all the calls for you. We talk to all the customer. You just have to show up and go do the estimates, right? Do you feel like this will work for you? Do you have any questions about all
Yeah, and then I have question. I have Google,
the
but I don't pay for that. So you're gonna use that one or new Google?
Yeah. So let me show you real quick how that works. I'm setting this up for one of our clients right now. So you have a Google business profile, right? So this one is
Yeah.
one example. This is a company that I manage in one of them in Arizona. So we have a Google My Business right here. This
Okay.
allows our company to show up on Google Maps, right? And so they don't pay for anything right now, right? We just got to add reviews. People see our business. Great, right? What I'm doing for them right now is we are on the verification portal for Google Guaranteed, right? I got to submit our proof of insurance, a background check for the business owner. I got to submit the profile. The business profile is what you have right here, what you already have done that you don't pay for. And then we got to make sure we get a bunch of reviews, right? To make the profile look attractive. And then
Yeah.
once I have all these things, this is going to take, it just depends. Like if you have all the documents for me, I put it on there, boom, in like 3 days, we're done and ready to go, right? But some
Okay.
contractors, they got to look for their license, look for their insurance. It might take a week, right? And so that's why I say, Google takes a week because Google has to, we have to submit your background check. But the great thing is once that's done, we have our, let me show you if I can see we get a Google guaranteed badge, right? So when people look for HVAC in LA, when they look for Google, our business is going to show up, right? And then here, I can pick where we want to target. We want to go to Arcadia, Thousands Oaks. This company is in Arizona. And then I tell Google, how many leads I want per week, right? But then we want 1 lead per day usually. And so, that's usually $50 per day. And then from here, we just run all the, we tell Google what types of job we want, AC maintenance, ductless, right? Every company who runs ads on Google, it's like bread and butter, right? You're going to get repair calls. It's going to keep your team busy. And I've never in my life seen a company lose money on Google, right? If they're losing money on Google, there's probably something wrong with Google, right? I've never seen that.
Okay.
Because everyone searches for HVAC on Google.
Yeah.
And so that's essentially how it works. And so this setup is free. The only time that it costs money is, now that for example, if I search up HVAC in LA and Los Angeles. So like when I look up HVAC in Los Angeles, these are the companies that show up because they have optimized their profile, right? What I'm going to do as part of our service is I'm going to set everything to look good like this, right? We're going to get a bunch of customers to review. And then right now I don't live in California, but if I were to live in California and I look up HVAC in Los Angeles or HVAC near me, let's say, if I were to put HVAC near me, because we run an ad, it will say this, sponsored, right? Do you see that? Cloud Comfort
Yeah.
Plumbing.
Yeah.
That's in Torrance, sponsored. When I run the ad, someone searches us up, our ad is going to show up number one, right? Because when a customer searches for our company, they're going to look at the top three. They're not going to scroll past, one page,
Yeah.
right? I'm going to see, and it's like, okay, our company, ODHVAC is there. I'm going to message them and call them, right? And then when they message and call them, my team has to respond to the text message, take the call, and understand the situation and let you know and send you there, right? And so when we're running that ad, and then that's what happens, right? And so let's say a customer, she wants a repair. she calls us. Let's say we tell her like, oh, there's a $59 fee to look at your HVAC. Let's say she doesn't, oh, like I don't want, and let's say she doesn't like the $59 and she hangs up the phone, right? Because it happens, right?
Yeah.
We don't get charged, right? So the great thing about Google is if she hears $59, she hangs up the phone, we don't get charged, right? Because Google on the algorithm, we're able to see which ones we get charged for and which ones we don't, right? And I can tell Google like this lead was bad, this lead was good. And initially, when we first start the ads, it's very important, right? Like we need to tell Google which leads are good, which leads are bad. And that's what's going to get us more jobs, right? Because if people call our company, we respond very quickly, Google is going to send us more leads. So it's very important that when we first starting out together, we're very responsive with all the customers, right? So that's essentially how the Google works, right? Because Yelp is also a very big platform, but it's nowhere as big as Google, and it's also nowhere as big as Facebook and Instagram, right? Google is always going to be number one, and then after Google is Facebook and Instagram, and then everything else, maybe Yelp. I wouldn't be, maybe TikTok. I'm not sure, but does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So, let me dive into, the last thing on, you're probably wondering, we have the ad spend and then how much do I get paid, right? How much is our company? So
Sure.
let me kind of go over some things with you, a whole day ahead of us. So a little bit, I'm sure you've seen the material on our company, right? I've worked with contractors from California. The only states I really haven't worked in is, the contractors that work with us, you have to be in a position to grow, right? And you also have to live in a major city, right? Because if you live in Oxford, Mississippi, when the population is 4,000, I can't help you. Like, I would tell you and be honest and be like, it's better for us to go Flyers, right? But we're in Los Angeles. This is like one of the best cities in the US for HVAC. So, we work with companies, last year with this company in Riverside, I generated $1 million just in online advertising for this contractor.
I'm with your members.
I personally, went out to California and visited this company. Then after California, I flew out to New Jersey and New York to visit some of our other clients. The closing rate that I expect from every contractor that works with us is you need to close minimum 20-30%. This company, in particular in New Jersey, they close 60% of what I said them, which is amazing, right? But it just depends on the business owner and the sales guy, right? And so that's it. Would you be doing all the appointments, or do you have like a business partner, a sales guy?
No, I do.
How does that work?
Okay. No, I'll do it by myself. Yeah.
That's good, because then me and you, your team and my team, like I can just communicate with you and understand.
Salesperson is gonna be better, but I don't have salesperson because they know how to speak with the customer and then sell the unit, everything. But I don't have that.
Yeah. I think, it just depends on the type of customer, right? In Los Angeles, we have very big companies like NextGen, or, there's other big companies. They come in and they sell $30,000-$40,000 for a unit. And some of these customers, like an old lady, they'll pay $30,000-$40,000, for a system. But then if I send, if we go in and we have, honest pricing, we're nowhere going to be 30-40 grand, right? For two systems, max we would be 20,000, right? Without dollar, obviously, right? And so, easily just by being honest and showing up with competitive pricing, we can win a lot of these jobs, right? But obviously Los Angeles, NextGen's going in trying to install a unit for 20 grand, right? We just have to go up to the customer, right? If you show up to the customer, present the pricing, they understand everything, then we have a good shot at it, right? So, we work with so many contractors. I work with contractors that can also, help you with sales. I understand, I've personally even shown up in when I was in New Jersey, I would visit the home with the business owner, and They would give me a piece of tissue. I would throw it up at the vent to make sure if it's working, if the air was sucking it in. Yeah, so I've seen like, how some contractors they sell better than other contractors, and there's different things, right? And so it's just some things that we have to cover, right? So in terms of pricing, we really have two options. So okay, another thing. So to make sure that the audience sees the right thing, the customers, because these are strangers, right? We do our best. There's a lot of companies that do similar things than my company. The one thing that makes us different is it's all the details, right? It's like there's a lot of people who run ads, but the one thing that I would say that makes our company different is how much detail we go into, right? When I went to New Jersey, when I went to Los Angeles, we film everything. Our ads, when I create them for you, it's going to be detailed. It's going to have the logo of your company. It's going to have Bryant systems, the brands that you carry, so that the customer never gets confused on what they see on the ad and then what shows up to their door, right? It's very important, right? And for every company that we work with, for these companies, I personally went there to shoot this, but then, for you, I would have a lot of the material ready. I would have, video of the branding, and then in the future, very successful, when I come to Los Angeles, I'll let you know, right? But in the beginning,
Sure.
we make sure that everything has your company's branding, it has the brands that you carry, your logo, so that we are set up for success, right? So that's something that we are very detailed with, and we need to make
Okay.
sure everything looks right for you to be the most successful. So
Sure.
our pricing, this is what it looks like on a 6-month and 1-year commitment, right? So the first plan we have is a 6-month commitment. For 6 months, it is a one-time payment of $5,000. That covers for 6 months running all the ads on Facebook and Instagram and Google, our team calling all the customers for you, setting up all the ads, and then during these 6 months, the only other payment you would pay us is for every install that I bring you. We hopefully have a very honest relationship. Then you just let us know, hey, we closed this job, and then my team gets paid a commission of 500 per closed job, right? Because I also I pay commissions to my team also. I tell them, hey, like OD HVAC in LA, if you book a job, if you set an appointment, OD closes the job, you're going to get a commission for setting up that appointment, right? Doing the call right. And so that's where part of that 500 per closed job gets you. And then, if you look at it on a 6-month basis, 5,000 down, 500 per close install, on a monthly basis, that's, the monthly fee would be, less than $1,000, right? So that's our 6-month plan, right? If you wanted to work with us on just a year upfront, you don't pay me any commissions. You just pay one time, just one fee. It would just be $12,000 for 12 months, no commissions. So when you break that month to month, it's just around $1,000 per month. And of course, like all these costs are excluding the ad spend, because the ad spend it just depends on how much we want to spend together. But looking at your numbers with you, if we make around 3,500 per install, right? Then on a monthly basis, for things to make sense is, we have the advertising spend of between 1,500 to 3,000, right? And then we have the cost to pay our team. So that's, between 3,500 to 1,000, right? Just for advertising, right? That means on a monthly basis, we have to close a minimum of 2 to 3 jobs for us to really even, break even and make some money, right? Of course, we want to generate at least a 3 to 5x return, right? So, from what you're spending, you should be generating 3 to 5x more, right? With some of the contractors that we work with, they spend $100, a 125 per day right now in San Bernardino and Riverside, and minimum we do 100,000 per month. In Christmas time we did 97,000, but that's because we only worked 2 weeks. And so because we only work 2 weeks, obviously we're going
Yeah,
to make less. But
yeah, exactly.
yeah. And also, customers, they reschedule the holiday. But I think, for you with your numbers, right, 3,500 per install, with knowing our numbers as well, what we can get you, these are the two plans that I think would make the most sense, right? Because, we want to build that relationship. Which one do you think you would be a better fit for?
This 12,000 plus 1,500 a month, right?
Yeah.
So
So however you
that
spend on
including that including that 50 for Facebook, 50 for Instagram, and 50 for Google, right? It comes
So
12,000.
so the 12,000 does not include the ad spend, right? So the
Does
12,000
not.
is just the fees for 12 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm, mm. Which one you recommend, William?
I recommend, what I like my commissions, right? And I know that I can bring you results. So I love to get you results and negotiate, right? It just really depends, right? For you, is like, do you think you want to go for, a year ahead of time? Because when you work with us for a year, you're not paying any commissions. And essentially. But if, let's say, we're doing really well, we're getting to the summertime, we want to do a commission to get more jobs in, that could be fine. But we work really, our team, we're going to, generate, as many leads and appointments as much as possible. These are the numbers on what we would recommend. Because 12,000, with some of the contractors that work with us, the ones that are really successful, if they worked on the 1 year plan, I would actually lose money, right? Because if a company does 100,000 per month with me, and they only pay me 12,000 for 1 year, and they do 100,000 per month, I'm putting so much money on the table. Like, I'm losing so much money on the table. Whereas if I make a commission on every install, I'm making so much more, right? So for me, both works. So on my side, 12,000 is great because I have your commitment, essentially, right? Like, the companies that join our program on 12 months and 6 months, they're very successful because they are the type of business owners that, think ahead, right? The companies that say, oh, like, I just want to try this out for a month, is their commitment just is not there. That they're not as, like, confident, right? And we're very confident what we can do. It just depends on which one do you think, feels right for you.
I think 5,000 for 6 months for me is okay, because that commission is good, because they're gonna try to get more job for me because of that commission, right?
Yeah.
I don't know which one you prefer. I go with that one, yeah, because I want to be honest with you. I want to make money. I want to see you make money too.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. I mean, both work really well for us. So if we were to do 5,500 while we're making a lot of money, I would be like, hey, OD, we're generating a lot of jobs, right? What can I do to make you more money and also make myself more money, right? We will always have that conversation, here and there, right? So, both really work for us. If it's a five, both I'm, very, very happy with.
Okay. Can I screenshot with this one?
Say
With
that
this
again?
plan? The plan, I want a screenshot. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay.
Yeah, and everything
And
that I've showed you, I can send you as well. So
okay,
um,
okay.
you have everything that we talked about available.
Sure. I think that 5,000, let's go with that 5,000 for the 6 months. Let's see the result. and then if it's 12,000 work, we can jump to the other plan. It's
Yeah,
12,000,
yeah, yeah, totally.
right?
Awesome. So our onboarding is very quick. All we really need is you need to, we need to look at your service area where you want to serve, right? Already kind of have an idea. What I'm thinking is we'll do LA County, we'll do Orange County, 35-mile radius around Los Angeles, or you're in like past San Fernando. So I already know where to target. And send you for your team. It would just take 10 minutes for me to set up all the onboarding. Do you have a Facebook if you have a Facebook, then we would set that up. If not, we would just need the credit card info to put on the plan. And which one would you want to start with? Facebook and Instagram and Google, or just one or the other? Both, or just one or the other? What do you think?
Whatever you think is good. I
Yeah,
want
I
to put
think we need to do
everything
both.
on you, so you know better. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna do the job. You make more job for me. Do
yeah.
you the boss? Let's say like that.
For sure, Matt. No, and we definitely want to get both because Google is going to take a week, right? So I want to
Okay.
make sure that our company shows up on Google Maps, right?
Okay.
We need to make sure that, like, because I have a story in November with the company in San Bernardino. They're one of my top clients. We did 170,000.
A
And
month.
I would say, yeah, in 1 month. The best month we did was 215 in July. It was amazing. I think this year we can easily do 400,000 in the summer. We just have to make sure we're ready, right? On Google, in November, I told Google I want to spend 3,000, right? I told them I want to go to Riverside, San Bernardino. I want to spend 3,000. They only allowed me to spend 1,800, right? From 1,800, we still made 40, 50,000, which is good, which is decent. And some of those jobs closed later on, because we just gave out quotes and then they closed later on after we follow up. But the reason I like to do both is sometimes it's like I want to make more money, but Google is like, this is what's available, right? And so I don't want to be limited, which is why we always have both, right? Facebook
Okay.
and Instagram and Google is, I don't like to be limited on like, oh, Google tells me, yeah, you can only make this much, you can only spend this much. It doesn't make sense for us. So
Sure.
when are you free to onboard and get everything started?
Tomorrow, Thursday. I'm good tomorrow.
Okay. What time tomorrow? Yeah, it's really
What
quick. It
time?
just takes 10. Yeah.
Tomorrow morning will be fine.
Okay. What time tomorrow morning for you? I'll make sure I have you on.
Let's do tomorrow, Thursday. Let's do 10 a.m.
Okay. Okay, sweet. Okay. Awesome. What I'll do, Odie, everything that you've seen here, all the material, and I already sent you a bunch of material, but I'll still send you all this for you to take a look. Tomorrow morning, what I would need from you is if it'll be me doing everything, so you don't have to, I just want to make sure everything looks good for you. The account that you use to create this account, right? The Google Maps. If you can remember, if you can give me access to that email, that'd be great. If you can't give me access, then I would need to go in and add myself. But if you know the Gmail or whatever email you use to create the business, then I would log
Yeah, the
in.
one that I sent you, info@odhvac.com.
Okay,
But
yeah,
I'm
then
gonna go
tomorrow.
ahead and find it and let you know tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. And that takes like 10, 20 minutes, and then we would
Okay.
get things set up. then within 2 days, I'll be sending your merry way to customers. So
All right, sure,
yeah,
man, sure. Appreciate that.
awesome. All right, well
All
then
right,
I'll
man.
see you tomorrow p.m. and we'll talk soon,
Okay.
brother.
So we're gonna go same here, or you gonna go? You gonna call me on phone, or we gonna go same thing like that, like Zoom?
Let's do Zoom because I want you to be able to see everything that I'm doing.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And then you have my number. Anything, just text me.
Okay, for sure.
I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, William.
Awesome. OD, I'm very excited. Talk to you soon.
All right, man. Thank you, William. I appreciate that. You have a great
Cool, cool.
day. Okay. All
You
right.
too. Talk soon.
Bye,
Bye.
bye.